Your spirit is absolutely amazing to have it gone through all of that and you came out on the other side. That's just a beautiful thing. First of all, just your spirit in general.
Yes, I mean,
you know what I'm saying, the way you were.
Definitely.
So coming out of that, you land you a nice little job with the Rangers. Go ahead and show that ring, man, at that camera right there in front of you. Yeah, that's what it is right there. That's the ALCS ring right there from there.
And I got the 2010 one as well, but I'm getting the bling bling on.
Right. Okay, that's what's up. So you land your job there. You serious about your Rangers, huh?
I love the Texas Rangers. When I was in the recovery home, which was god awful, it's called Metroplex Recovery Home in Grand Prairie. If you know anyone in there, go get them out right now.
Whoa.
But it was awful. I'm surprised I didn't die while I was in there. But all I wanted to do is go to a baseball game, because when my daughter was little, we would go to baseball games a lot. I would pull her out of school because it's goodness, and I love baseball. I don't know what the attraction is. Well, when I was younger,
That's what's up. Hey, it's all good. And, okay, so we have already established that me and you are going to a Rangers game, correct?
Yes, we
Box
can all
seats?
go. Yep.
Huh?
Box seats?
Well, I like to sit like really close to the dugout behind.
Okay, I like that. Those are good.
I like to sit there
Yeah,
too.
those are
Yeah, my last tickets were there right behind the dugout. That was really cool. It was actually cool. I'm not a big baseball fan myself. I know a little bit about it. I'm a Nationals Orioles fan myself, but
That's okay.
whatever. Okay, so you land your job with the
Texas Rangers,
and you were there for what?
9 years, 3 months. When I went in for my interview, I was on 2 crutches. I had on these god awful big ugly tennis shoes because my other foot was still kind of swollen.
Right.
And I got the job, and my first month I was on 2 crutches, touring that ballpark. Then I went to 1 crutch, then a cane, and then boom,
right.
I became the tour manager.
Right. Okay, that's cool. And now, so going from that to what you're doing now, which you are actually running the academy.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go ahead, Shug. I'll let you go ahead and bring that in,
So
man.
what exactly do you guys do at the academy? Because the name of your academy is called what?
The DFW Academy of Cannabis Science.
Cannabis Science. And what are they doing with the cannabis for?
The industry and
Yes,
what's going on.
yes.
Well, I quit my job to go to the academy because
Right.
it was just time for me to leave the Rangers, and I had to take a day off from work, and I was walking by the TV and I saw a news report on this, and it was literally like stopping my tracks and look and rewind, because I was like, what the hell is this? It's on the news, so it has to be legit, kind of, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so
I'm sorry. Let me throw one thing in there real quick, because I want to make sure I get this information out early to any viewers that may be there watching. Even though you do work at the Dallas-Fort Worth, where you're a partner owner of the Dallas-Fort Worth Academy of Cannabis Science, what you guys specialize in is basically all aspects of the cannabis industry in general. You also offer internships, job placements, entrepreneur workshops, and industry networking. Those are some of the things you guys actually tell us a little bit about that. I just want to, especially that job placement. Like, what kind of jobs are there available?
right, because just to clarify, cannabis is hemp and the devil's lettuce, marijuana, and so THC is what is illegal. And the hemp and the CBD is what's becoming a little bit more accepted. So what we do is the plant is beautiful. It's a beautiful plant. It's medicine.
Yeah,
it's
most
medicine.
definitely,
It's
most definitely.
it was put here before any of us got here, so obviously it has purpose. So in class we get into the plant, break it down. We have scientists that come in and talk about the different components in it. Doctors that come in and talk about your endocannabinoid system,
Right.
your CB1, your CB2 receptors, how the medicine can help affect all these wonderful ailments, injuries, treatments. We have lawyers that come in and talk about RICO laws, talk about different, because in the state of Texas, everything is changing day by day right now.
It is. It's slow change, but it's changing.
It's slow change, but what was, valid Friday may not be valid today because they changed a word in the legislation, or, they're not sure if the bill is going to be able to be voted on, because Dan Patrick has that ability. One person, one man has the ability to say, I could give a rat's ass what all you Texans think. This is what I think. And if you look into his background, his number one contributor to his campaigns is Big Pharma.
So with you doing what you do, let me ask you this, and with you being amputee and also working with CBD and things like that, do you use anything to help you?
Daily.
Okay.
Daily.
So what do you have, like phantom limb pain?
I do have
type?
phantom limb pain. You know, like when
Okay.
you get a Charlie horse in your calf, what are you
Right.
supposed to do? Wiggle your foot? I ain't got a foot to wiggle. So
Right.
it's kind of rough sometimes. So I noticed, like, after I got out of the hospital, my endocannabinoid system wasn't on point because I'd been in the hospital for so long. But the doctors couldn't figure out why I survived. They said I should have died. And after getting out and doing research, I realized it was because my endocannabinoid
I'm about to
system.
look up this damn spider. I know that
I was
much,
on
man.
point.
You got me shook in
I
this
know, it's
motherfucker,
crazy.
man.
And so after getting out of the hospital, like, you know, I was, you know, just the good girl, you know, this is gonna be my chance to just, I'm, you know, not gonna do anything anymore. And I started having really bad panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and I'd never had one before, and they were awful. And so went to the doctor, got my little prescription of pills, or, you know, I don't even remember what it was. But I remember that I would freak out when I got down to my last 3 because I was like, how am I going to function without these pills?
Right.
How am I going to function? And then, you know, I started getting my endocannabinoid system back on track. Don't need the pills anymore.
So what helps you the most?
It's a combination of CBD and THC.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
because I take CBD tincture every day, you know, underneath the tongue, sublingually. And it's hard when people don't take it to tell you what it does. It just balances you out. It makes you healthy from the inside out. It connects to all the receptors that it needs to. You know, it can help with seizures. It can help with Parkinson's. It can help with epilepsy.
Right.
It can help with pretty much everything up underneath the sun. There's so many different cannabinoids, not just THC and CBD, but CBN that can help with digestive issues. There's CBGs. You just keep breaking that beautiful plant down more and more and more and find it has more and more medicine in it.
Yeah, they
than
are.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what
Fine.
your academy is doing. They look into all those different. So do you
Yes.
guys like look for patients who might be suffering from certain symptoms to come out and
Yeah,
kind of do
well, you
testing
know,
or something like that?
the students in our classes so far have run the gamut of, you know, 65-year-old woman who had metastatic breast cancer and it spread everywhere. And while she was on chemotherapy, the only thing that would help her was cannabis. And now she's recovered and she's just precious and she's living down in Louisiana. Another woman came to us and her daughter had kidney failure. And when I was in the hospital, I had kidney failure too. They shut down and told my mom I was going to need a transplant,
Wow.
but I came back. But this woman, her daughter, kidney failure, couldn't be on a transplant list because she had cannabis in her system.
Right.
This woman's brother was also a cannabis user. Unfortunately, died in a tragic car accident.
That's terrible.
They transplanted his kidney into the daughter, started producing urine in a week.
Wow.
Crazy. What's up, Big Joe?
What's going on,
Joe
man?
is in
How
the
you doing,
building,
man?
Joe. What's happening, man? You good, bro?
Yeah,
I
man.
just see you.
I this is our local CBD expert right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
I dare not say I'm an expert at all.
Nah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm well.
Man, I'm kind of sad you're gonna miss me on Saturday, bro.
Yeah, I am too, man.
But that's cool though.
Yeah, so-
Where's she graduating from?
Stephen F. Austin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, actually, it's a lot of people that's graduating right now. This is like the week of graduations.
That's why I wanted to put it
let's
out
get
there.
some shout outs right now. I know a couple people at UTA. I think they had a graduation coming up. So I think we have people that's with Stephen F. Austin, Sam
Yeah.
Houston. All these graduations, they're coming into the real world right now.
Yeah.
So get ready for the responsibilities because it's coming.
Yeah, it's a reason why they call it a commencement ceremony. Right? So commencing the rest of your life now.
Yes,
So,
that's right.
Yeah,
Man, hey, that's great, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm proud of her, man.
Proud of her.
Yeah,
you
for
know
sure,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Big up to education, man. We need
Yeah.
that.
If you was gonna miss the show for anything, I wanted to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a great reason.
Good job, Karate.
Yeah, good job. Well, we got Miss Ball in here today.
Yeah, you know, I'm coming in kind of late right
Yeah,
now.
she
man,
a
so
little
I missed
upset.
a little bit of information.
Yeah, she a little upset at you because you ain't bringing no fish today. this time.
And I almost wore my Saints gear too.
Oh, yeah, you got to rep all the time, man.
Right. Okay. Well, hey, so we sitting here, man, and we talking about the basically the pros and cons of cannabis and CBD and the effects and, medicinal. You got any questions you want to ask, Ms. Ball?
Did you guys touch on the lady who was at Disney World? Did y'all talk about that?
Oh, crazy.
What happened at
Grandma.
Disney World? I
Go
missed
ahead,
that
let's
one.
talk about it.
Well, so did they search her or something with she had it in her purse, like her tincture or whatever in her purse?
Yeah, Grandma had some CBD
Grandma
tincture in her purse to
arrested
help
her.
her arthritis so she can walk around that overpriced place and pay, $80 for a fucking hot dog, offer them to
Right.
put her in jail because she had CBD in her purse.
Are you serious?
It must have been in Florida.
Florida arrested her.
Can't we
It was
just
nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Well, there's this kid that we've been talking to, the mom in Oregon, where cannabis is legal. Okay?
Yeah.
This little girl, she put out a plea. She's 11, had terminal brain cancer. Chemotherapy wasn't working. It was just making her worse. So the mom was going to take her out of the hospital and try other stuff. So she started giving her cannabis. It shrunk the tumor down to 10%. Months and months of chemotherapy did nothing. Cannabis within 3 months, down to 10%. The doctor found out and got pissed off and has called CPS, is trying to get her parental medicinal rights taken away.
Yeah,
Because this
yeah.
doctor, guess what, gets kickbacks
Kickbacks.
when
So-
this kid does
That's
chemotherapy.
crazy.
This woman's also on the board of A Wish with Wings, who then rescinded the little girl's wish because she wasn't terminal anymore.
Wow.
Ridiculous. People's bias and own dumbass opinions get in the way of.
But your actual school is showing people how to do it the right way,
Correct.
legally, and be board certified,
Correct,
and things
correct.
like that, right?
Because with the hemp bill that passed,
I
hemp
was going to
farming.
ask you, is this Texas we talking about? Like,
Yes,
yeah,
because it was passed. Just because something is passed federally,
right.
the states still have their own little. So right now, what Texas is trying to do, because it's passed, Sid Miller, the ag commissioner, is like, yes, I'm on board. We can grow more good hemp right now than we know what to do with. But Texas has
All
to
this
figure
land.
out how to get their
The money.
money.
Yeah.
It
And
always
how-
go back to the money.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Right.
how to appease the big pharma who are about to start losing money because of this wonderful miracle. The fuel companies who are about to get, jacked because it can make fuel. The textile companies, all of it, because the prohibition really goes back to the 30s with Ainslinger and FDR and the DuPont family and the Hearst family. We've heard of those people.
Right.
Paper and oil.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah, basically, I mean, I think it was they classified marijuana as a class 1 drug.
A Schedule 1, yes.
Schedule 1 because it was easier to break down. It was easier to turn into cardboard and paper, and the lumber companies got afraid of that
Yeah.
and said, "F that, we getting that shit outlawed to not be used in anything." So you can't use it for clothes, paper, cardboard. You think about what it takes to chop a whole tree
A
up,
whole tree.
the limbs and everything, and what it would take to just shred up the fibers of marijuana and make a piece of
Not
cardboard.
only that, but the land value that it takes to grow the tree versus how much the land value it takes to grow a plant.
Yeah, that
you see
too.
what I'm saying? So
That too, and it's crazy.
And then not only that, but in terms of from what I've seen before in my past life, marijuana, you can grow a bunch in a small area.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
especially hemp. Like an acre of trees, it takes about 8 years to grow. Then you chop it down, you take away all that oxygen,
Right.
you take away all that stuff that takes away all the bad stuff. Whereas hemp, you can grow an acre of hemp in about 3 months.
Yeah.
And when you start planting hemp, it cleans up the soil. They planted it at Chernobyl. Remember that big?
Yeah,
They planted it there, and
chemical
it's
spill.
started to clean up the soil.
What?
Yeah, and so
Wow,
and
you
that's
mean the
what hemp does.
radiation
Yeah,
spot
the
where the
radiation, yeah.
oh, okay,
It
that's
started
cool.
to clean all that up.
That's
so
what's up. That's what's up. But seriously, what jobs are available?
That's what's, but you know what? Honestly,
I got to get back to it. Like I'm curious about the job placement. I want to know what kind of internships are available for this industry at this moment.
at
You
this
know what I'm
moment,
saying?
like in this
Where
state,
people are at, because a lot of people are interested in your school, not only for the information, but they want to know how to get into the business.
exactly.
One thing that kind of pisses me off about the whole legalization of marijuana and the way it's getting legalized nowadays is because, I grew up in the, coming up in the 80s and the 90s. I seen a lot of my brothers, people I love, go down for slinging the same shit
That's about to be legal.
But that now we got people walking around trying to sell in vials and bottles. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And some of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
Some of the best to ever handle a brick or something.
Yeah, but see, like, I got mixed emotions about it too, because I kind of feel like if it's going to be that case, like even if it gets to the point where it will be legalized, then we have to kind of go and look at some of those